Hello traders and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 62. It's Ilya here, and as always I'm super happy to see you on my channel. As you know, in this video we're gonna have a look at the markets, how it developed, what opportunities did we have this week, and what can we expect for the upcoming one. So it was a nice week. There were some pretty nice movements. I'm gonna show you everything I have so far. The week finished on profits. I just took 2 trades, 1 win and 1 break even, which I'm gonna break down, and I already broke CADJPY. So make sure to click on the little card to watch the video because there is some valuable information there. And yeah, this is it. If you're new to the channel, it's all about trading. I share weekly analysis, I share educational content, and much more is to come. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell in order not to miss anything. And just a little update, my work on the courses I'm developing right now is going pretty amazing. I believe it's gonna be really lit, so make sure to stay tuned. You can go to tradingfanatic.com as well to enter your email so you can receive some notification about when it's gonna be released and potentially with some discount codes. So make sure to do this, and let's get straight into the market right now and see what do we have. Alright, as always, starting from the DXY to have a look at the dollar and to potentially get a little outlook on what might happen on the other pairs. So as you can see, guys, right here we're at the bottom. It looks really extended and it really wants to breathe. It really wants to give that pullback, but still there are people selling. And actually the market tried to push up but failed, and as you can see we overall closed bearish on the weekly time frame, but we're a little bit too low. So I kind of really think that the market will start pumping to the upside, but we don't know when. So the market was looking pretty good. As you can see, if we go for the past 5 days, right here we had that beautiful morning star formation with a nice engulfing candle. So we thought that it's gonna continue up, and it actually did for some time. But as you can see, there is a very strong daily resistance right here, and the EMA just got tapped the price, which really slapped it back down, acting as a very strong resistance. So at the end of the day, we could not manage to break above, and right now it looks like we're staying in this overall consolidation box. This is a double bottom. It might become triple bottom. Maybe it's accumulation phase, little consolidation before we start moving up. I don't know. So going back to the 4-hourly time frame to see what is up. So we had that nice push into the highs right here, potential pullback. But when the market tried to break above to create that higher high, as I told you, it tapped into this very strong resistance area, immediately withdrew from this zone, gave a little pullback, and then created a lower low, and then actually the market shifted to a bearish market. And as you can see, on Friday we came to retest it right here and tried to push down but failed, overall making the dollar a little bit consolidative. So there was a huge day on Wednesday, I believe Wednesday, yeah, this is the 12th. As you can see, the market moved very nicely there, provided some opportunities on Euro Aussie, I believe, and Euro USD as well. So I'm gonna break down everything, but if you just want my opinion right now on the dollar, then I'm just gonna draw my lower high formation, and we have a bit of a support to the downside. So this is the range, the current range that the market is stuck. It overall looks bearish, all right, because we have broken below that trend line. We came back for a retest. The EMA is holding very nicely the price. So 2 scenarios, the market, let me get the drawing too. The market might either come back to test this area, fail to break, and then start to trend to the downside, or we might have a nice push to the downside first. Then I'm gonna be waiting for a lower high formation, and then we can start targeting the lows. But just be mindful because this is very low on the weekly time frame. We're having a daily double bottom, so this is a very strong support potentially. So really patient to see what's gonna happen on Monday on the DXY. Make sure to stay tuned for Tuesday analysis. But right now having a little bit of a bearish outlook from a 4-hourly perspective, but keeping in mind that from a daily we might start pumping to the upside. Euro USD weekly time frame, perfect opposite correlation to the DXY. As you can see, we're staying at the highs right here after a massive leg to the upside, and we can start expecting the pullback, but the market is still failing to create that pullback. And if we go to the daily time frame, we had that double top formation right here. The market created a beautiful evening star formation exactly as we have it on the DXY, but on the attempt to break below the neckline, it failed, creating this very strong supportive level that we have just right here. So I'm gonna keep this zone because this is really major daily area, so make sure to have it as well like this. Right now we're having like a little head and shoulders on the daily, so again I think the dollar should pump up and this one maybe should pump down. But as for now, you can see how the market is stuck within that consolidation, really simply broken down from the higher time frames. We have that consolidation. There were some potential trading opportunities. The first one was around, let me see, right here. But the market did not provide any retest. It just straight flushed to the downside. Let me see, I got lost right now. So going back to the 4-hourly time frame, this happened right here. The market straight broke below the structure, and as you can see on the 15-minute, I was looking for this kind of formation right now, break retest, but the market just broke to the downside, created new lows. So by that time, I don't want to be entering anymore. But actually later, the market, I believe it pulled back. As you can see, it pulled back, but it was already new structure, so I didn't want it to enter, and then actually went down. All right, so going back to the charts from a 4-hourly time frame, let's see what do we have. There were some other tradable opportunities as well that I did not capitalize on. I think there was one exactly right here, dropping to the 15-minute time frame. As you can see, beautiful downtrend. If you haven't checked the videos on pullback, it's a very simple strategy that you can start using right now. Break, retest, beautiful push to the upside, but this happened during Asia. I saw it in the morning. So then waking up, the market is already like looking a little bit sloppy, so no taking a trade, and then it was just consolidation. All right, so getting back to the analysis to see what do we have right now, just trying to delete all of this stuff and keeping my major. So guys, this price is stuck clearly within a consolidation. Just zooming in to see what the most recent price action is doing. We're breaking above this sort of areas right here. So we have this resistance, emerging above, retest. So failing to break above, and we have this area right here that the market is currently holding on to, and we have this potential resistance area on top. This is the analysis. Nothing is for sure for now because the market is not sitting over at the higher low. It already pushed, so we're not looking for longs because the market is currently approaching a resistance level. So again, two scenarios exactly as the DXY. We might break above, retest, and then continue to the upside, but this is gonna be encountered with a very strong resistance right here, or we can pump down, potentially push up, create a little consolidation and start pushing down. I really want to see Euro go down and DXY go up. So let's just see what do we have for Monday. And then I'm gonna readjust on Tuesday and provide you with a fresh analysis. But as for now, this is the analysis on EU. Just want to see how the market is gonna react to those two zones right here. EJ weekly time frame, as you can see, a massive candle to the upside. So we thought that it's gonna stop right here with those two rejections, but we actually continue breaking above. And this is why I always tell you guys, until you see a shift of the structure, you do not go counter trend. All right. So the last 5 days of price action, let's have a look. We had that little pullback to the downside to create a beautiful higher low from a daily time frame perspective. As you can see, the market clearly broke this structure and came back for a beautiful retest with EMA confluence and Fibonacci as well. So this was actually a beautiful setup that I missed. So I'm going to show you right now on the 4-hourly time frame. Having a look at everything from the daily time frame. So we have that pullback right here, and as you can see, we have a downtrend on the 4-hourly, so we don't buy it yet. Massive introduction of bullish pressure, pullback, beautiful higher low formation right here, dropping to the hourly time frame to our top down analysis. What is the market doing? It's starting to slow down around here, so we actually broke above the structure and came back for a retest, and then dropping to the 15-minute time frame. Have a look when the market broke above. The highest structure right here came back for a beautiful retest, and then the market just exploded. But I was already in CADJPY, so I couldn't take this one. But as you can see, it was a massive trade that we could have capitalized on. However, we didn't. I believe somebody took it from the community, but this was just a fire and picture perfect trade for this week on Euro-Yen. Having a look what happened right now. If I delete everything, let's see. Yeah, just having a look at the structure, guys. What is the market doing? It's clearly pushing to the upside, right? However, we have some little change right here, because you see, once it pulled back right here, formed this rejection, tried to push up, and right now it's currently breaking below, creating a little bit of a complex correction. So I'm gonna have a look at this area, because if I go on the hourly time frame, you will see a break, push, pullback, push, break, retest. All right, so this zone right here, this level, is a little bit of a like support and resistance level that I really want to see broken if I am to go to the upside. But overall, push, pullback, nice push up, pullback. If I have a look where my last structure is, it's exactly right here. As you can see, even catching it from right here, and then we tapped into that area, finding support, EMA support. The market tries to push up. How I would approach this one for an entry? Well, yeah, it definitely needs to form a little bit more structure, potentially Either come to the downside to consolidate a little bit, then have a break and a retest, or continue strongly to push to the upside with a nice pullback later and then trying to catch a high. So euro yen, bullish outlook so far, not excluding the possibility of this one having a little reversal. That's why I will just let Monday play out, show me where it wants to go, and I'm gonna strike it on Tuesday. Euro Aussie weekly time frame, although right here we have a very little weekly candle, like indecision. It's bullish, it's true, but it's just indecision, low volume candle. We had two beautiful opportunities on this one, so let's just straight down to see what is up. As you can see, the daily time frame is like overall in an uptrend. We're breaking and retesting, retest this structure, and then we push higher to create a higher high, and this was basically a higher low formation right here. So we're overall trending to the upside, then dropping to the 4-hourly time frame to see what is actually up. So yeah, we had that beautiful downtrend to the downside, okay, but we were trending to the upside, as I said, on the daily. So right here, this is 10th of August. We could have looked for shorts, but I did not take anything. But what happened for the days ahead is the market provided us with this massive push to the upside, breaking structure on the left, meaning that we are shifting up. What happens later? The market comes back beautifully to retest this little structural area right here that found resistance from the trend line, but the market actually merged above and it's coming back to retest. Hourly time frame, the market is starting to slow down, pulls away, comes back, big wicks right here, and where the structure is exactly right here. If I jump on the 15-minute time frame, break, retest, massive trade to the upside, big R&R right here. Right, so this was the first trade. You can go on your charts, check it out how you would have entered. Then going back to the 4-hourly time frame, what happens later? This is a trade that we actually took live. We were having the webinar and one of our members shouted that trade. Nice push pullback into the structure. Hourly time frame started to reject right here, and then on the 15-minute time frame we just took it like this. From right here on that wick, we got triggered on that wick, the stop loss below, and then it actually hit profit to perfection. We spoke about 65,500, which was hit to the pip, and then the market reversed. So two beautiful trades. I did not take any of them, which I'm pretty sad about, but it is what it is. So Euro Aussie, beautiful pair for this week. What do we have right now? So as you can see right here, we're starting to consolidate a little bit. We still have this area right here of this higher low formation that the market is currently tapping into. It tried to create a higher high but failed. 65,500 really held that area. As you can see, tapped to the pip and then started to reverse. And if we have a look on the left, it's really a very strong area to look at. So currently it's kind of consolidated. I'm looking for buys, but if I drop to the hourly time frame, it's just a mess. So Friday's structure does not provide us with anything, and potentially if I'm looking for something, then I will wait for a nice impulsive move to the upside to break all of that structure right here on the left, and then come back down for a pullback, and then potentially look for a new higher high if the euro is gonna continue to the upside. All right, so Euro Aussie, bullish outlook, but just waiting for something more to happen because the current structure is just too messy. But we're already starting to push to the upside, but I will just need to see it more clearer and then pull back and continuation. Let's have a look at the Aussie pair, starting from Aussie USD. As you can see, very little candle right here from a weekly time frame. Overall, very bullish leg to the up. Nah, it's not very bullish, but it's just pushing up with only green candles. So still not a single bearish candle to show us some bearish pressure from a weekly perspective. But we have all of those wicks on top, but they are actually ascending in nature, creating higher highs. As you can see, the wicks are creating higher highs, so we're not ready to drop yet. Daily time frame, as you can see, higher low, potential higher low right now. We have a little shift right here, but still the EMA is holding nicely priced, so we're still bullish. No signs of sellers yet. We have this very strong daily area right here that the market might come and tap into. Maybe it could be a little head and shoulders for shorts, but right now we are not selling yet. Right, so what do we have from a 4-hourly time frame? Well, this one was very tricky. So once the market opened on the 10th right here, we pushed up a little bit manipulation, then we created a lower low, so we potentially look for sells. Then the market pushes a little bit more, too much. I think, yeah, it actually broke above the 78.6. So when this one breaks, I usually don't want to look for trades. And then we had this little inverse head and shoulders, which wasn't that clear. As you can see, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So there was a long opportunity, but it just wasn't clear. All right. So we have a 4-hourly head and shoulders, and right here we have a hourly mini inverse head and shoulders, and there was an entry in the 15-minute, I believe, exactly right here. Oops, not the FIP, exactly right here on that retest right here, and which was a massive trade, but this was already Friday and I didn't want to trade on Friday. So yeah, but Aussie USD so far this week hasn't been providing nice opportunities. And as you just have a look on the structure right now, is it clear? Well, no, it's not. We spotted that inverse head and shoulders. The trade already pushed up. We have a very strong resistance area right here that the market is failing to break. Even on the left, it comes from this right here. Push pullback right now. Is it creating a higher high? Not yet, so we cannot say that it's bullish. So patiently waiting for something to happen on that one. It's not clear. Usually I just mark my highs and lows if nothing is clear. We had the long trade already on the hourly time frame. We have a nice push break of structure, so it looks kind of long bias, but we have this very strong resistance on the left, which is kind of worrying me. So patiently waiting for this one to provide me with clear structure and either push to the downside a little bit and then provide me with a push that breaks all structure on the left, or just start consolidating right here and creating bearish structure and going down. So Aussie USD, not clear so far, waiting for some structure. And having a quick look on CADJPY, weekly time frame again, we have those bullish candles, but they're really slow, no volume at all. This weekly candle was bullish as well, tapping into this very strong resistance area right now. Daily time frame, having a look at the last 5 days, like we started right here. With a little bit of a slow candle, then we attempted to push up, like we had 2 days of bullishness to take longs from this potential higher low on the daily time frame, but I could not spot anything on that one. Well, there was an opportunity because we broke and retested this structure right here, but it was looking very tricky because I always try to zoom in, and when I see something like this, for example, the market pulls back, tries to push massive bearish engulf, retest and a bearish engulf later into the structure, I'm like, nah, this is not a trade that I want to take. Then the market actually shifted, but yeah, I didn't like it. Actually, I took a trade on AJ. Exactly right here. This was one of my break-even trades. After the market created a higher high, as I told you, higher high, pulled back higher low, and this was looking clearer to me with that retest to the downside. So I took it after this bullish engulfing candle right here, 15-minute time frame. The market was shifting, and as you can see, I took my trade exactly from right here on the retest of the structure right here. Stop loss below as always, and then take profit. I was targeting a higher high right here with a Fibonacci extension. So the market pushed up very nicely from here, zero drawdown, created a nice high. So after this point I went break even because the market was already pushing very strongly to the upside. Then the market started dropping, but as you can see, it never broke above this structure right here and ended up a break-even trade. I got stopped out exactly right here because my profit was my stop loss was 1 pip in profit. But yeah, overall it didn't play out and ended up reversing on me. So pretty nice trade, but unfortunately it was reaching the highs and it didn't have enough strength to push up, so it happens. All right, so this was my second trade for the week. I almost forgot because it was like I took that trade live while I was recording the course, so it was pretty nice to show how actually the strategy works. So right now, full hourly time frame, what do we have? We spotted that the market failed to break above where we tried to take a trade, so it did not create a higher high, sorry. And right now we're breaking below this higher low formation from where I took the trade, coming back for a retest. All right, so this definitely looks like a short trade. Right now we're starting to form a little bit of a resistance, but it's not ready yet. We have a steady uptrend, but I will definitely wait for something more. All right, and I just don't want to take a short on market open because we never know if the market is not gonna open right here on Monday. So patiently waiting. Overall sell bias on this one because it's really breaking below the structure, and right now the full hourly looks bearish. The daily time frame is still up, but it can start pumping down. So potentially waiting for the market to show me some more rejections right here, some more hourly rejections as well, breaks, retests, and then we can head lower. Having a look at the NZD, starting from a new weekly time frame, as you can see right here, we're already starting to reverse down. We had that evening star formation right here, nice 3 wicks into the highs, and right now we have a bearish candle. So this week, this one provided a nice downtrend, but it was very tricky to trade. So we have that double top right here, beautiful, nice break of structure, and right now it's actually official. It's official that we have reversed to the downside because the daily time frame is down. We have broken below the neckline, crossed below, retested as well, and right now creating new lows. So from a forward time frame perspective, what do we have? This was market open consolidation. This is why I don't trade Mondays. Then on Tuesday, what happens? I think we had news, massive manipulation into the highs, stopping a load of people and actually retesting the previous structure, and then we had a massive drop to the downside. So I did not take that drop because you can see it was the choppiness right here that the market manipulated into. It was looking like a break in the retest, and then the market started flushing to the downside. Then we created another lower high, so I was like, all right, this is the opportunity. Dropping to the hourly time frame, the market pulls away, comes back, but huge candles right here. Big candle, bearish engulf right here, and on the 15-minute, I did not have my criteria, so I did not take a trade because I have my rules and I'm super calm and super collective, and if it doesn't present, then I don't take a trade. Then we have a break in the retest again, but have a look at all of those candles. Like it was just a cluster of candles, and if I go to the 15-minute, yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't have gotten an entry right here as well. So although it provided us with a very nice push to the downside, I could not capitalize on NZD/USD. So as we said, from the daily time frame, the market is already shifting down. My last lower high is right here. The market currently tried to create a lower low, but kind of failed because it's Friday and the volume is low. So what I can expect on this market to do is potentially to give me a little bit more of a pullback around those areas to form a lower high. Or as you can see right now, it's starting to push down, but I really feel that it doesn't have enough liquidity to break below. Why? Because this push and a pullback was too brief. This was Friday, so potentially I think the market will manipulate down, come back for a real pullback, and then we're gonna start pumping to the downside. All right, I do not exclude the possibility, never, that the market is gonna tap to the downside, consolidate, break, retest, and continue to the upside as well. So make sure to stay tuned for Tuesday analysis. Overall, everything is looking down. I have my major structure right here. This one looks fine as well, but I just have the feeling that this one will not push to the downside because we have multiple supportive levels right here. So it's gonna tap and potentially then it's gonna start reversing. So we definitely have to adjust and have a look if we're gonna create a lower high right here. All right, so that's NZD/USD overall bearish outlook, but patiently waiting for Tuesday. NZD/JPY, a pretty slow pair. As you can see from a weekly time frame on NU, we had some bearishness, but right here is just consolidating for a lot of time. I haven't taken NJ, used to be one of my favorite pairs, but I haven't taken a single trade on it. As you can see, daily time frame, it's overall stuck in this consolidation. We had a little fake out right here. The market emerged above, but then immediately broke below, and right now we're just staying right here. Dropping to the hourly time frame, what do we have? Like, yeah, it's just like we had this uptrend right here that broke below, came back for a retest, consolidated, tries to push down, fails, tries to push up, fails, and right now we're attempting to push down, meaning that the full hourly time frame is overall down. All right, so no trades on that one. I will even not go to the hourly time frame. So what do we have? We have this structure that was broken and the market creating a nice leg to the downside. So if I'm to take a trade, I will definitely wait for the market to pull back around these areas right here, form a little full hourly rejection candle to show me that it's starting to slow down, and then I'm gonna go to the lower time frames to have a look for my criteria. But overall looking sales right now because of the break of this trend line, double retest. First test, second test of the trend line, breaking to the downside. So let's see if we're gonna have some sellers on NZD/JPY. But first, waiting for the pullback. USD/JPY weekly time frame, what do we have right here? We have a pretty nice bullish candle, but as you can see, like overall the market is down. EMA is down, so it just tapped right here and nicely reacted from it. So definitely we will be having some sellers upcoming. So daily time frame, we already shifted up though, so if I just focus on the daily time frame to avoid the confusion of the hard time frames, but just keeping in mind that we're overall down. All right, but what do we have right here? A push, a pullback, high low formation, and a beautiful high high. All right, so we have a nice push into the highs. So I will be potentially waiting for the pullback around these areas right here, and then potentially taking longs on UJ. So this is from daily time frame. There was one opportunity on this one that happened during Asia, and it was exactly right here. So right here when the market opened, let me see, 10th of August, choppiness, nice push into the high. So when the market started to correct, beautiful push, nice pullback, and the entry was actually pretty clear. Exactly right here with a nice sniper entry, and then we hit higher for a beautiful risk to reward. But as you can see, this one triggered around 3 o'clock and I'm sleeping by that time. This is Asian session, so unfortunately missed trade, but it is what it is, no rush. So back to the hourly time frame to have a look what is up right now. The market created a double top formation right here, failed to break above, and right now we're shifting from a full hourly perspective. All right, but I keep in mind my daily time frame because I really think that this is gonna push to the upside. So right now we have a nice push to the downside. we can have a potential pullback, all right here to take a sell, all right? But I'm gonna be taking the sell around that area, and if I just drop my FIP from the lowest point to the highest, like we have the 50%, so I will be targeting the 50%, all right, on that daily FIP. So if I take a trade around right here, my take profit will be around those areas right here, all right, maximum. So let's have a look. This is a little more of a swing trading potential, but currently trying to capitalize on the move to the downside. So this is what I expect on UJ. Little pullback, lower high formation, trying to grab the liquidity to the downside. And once it's right here, I'm gonna start waiting for the market to consolidate, to start breaking above structure, and then potentially I'm gonna be looking for buys. So let's see if this plays out. It's gonna take some time, but pretty interested to see. And yeah, so far short buys on UJ, taking it into the lows right here of around 106.200. USD CAD weekly time frame, right here we have a nice bearish candle to the downside. So this is not reversing up, although we have all of those supportive levels on the left. The structure is down, so this is it, period. We are not reversing, all right? Daily time frame, what do we have for the last 5 days? Well, we had a nice push to the downside, and as you can see, beautiful bearish structure. Push, pullback, lower high. Right now, lower low, about to pull back. So there was a beautiful trade on Monday and Tuesday. Actually, so what do we have right here from a 4-hourly time frame was this little head and shoulders, break above, break back below, retest right here with 2 beautiful candles. This happened during Asia, I'm afraid. Yeah, exactly 3 a.m. So as you can see, nice push to the downside, very nice flag pattern right here, and then we start pumping to the downside, hitting take profit at the extension. What happens later? This is actually when I was looking at the chart, but it was like a little bit too fast. All right, so it was like a push, a strong pullback. So I should have taken the trade either from the top or right here on that wick or on that bearish engulf, which I didn't like doing, but actually the market ended up creating a very nice lower low. So as you can see, there was a pretty nice opportunity. Then the market created this. This was during, I believe, yeah, this was again another push to the upside. This was Asian, and then the next day created another lower high formation, but again it just tapped that area, no rejection, no reversal signs, and then just started to drop to the downside, leaving the 15-minute as well without any yeah, there was actually a pretty nice sign, but what was it? Yeah, this was a pretty nice trade, I can say, from right here, but I just didn't take it because I was looking for a little bit more of a slowdown around here, because it just tapped. As you can see on the 4-hour, it was just a massive, where is it? It was just a massive bullish candle into the highs and then a massive bearish candle to the downside. So missed out on that one, but it's perfectly fine. So what is the market doing right now? We have a nice push, and right now we're having a pullback. We have a little structure forming right here. You see push, pullback, push, lower low, lower high, and right now we're emerging to the top, breaking these little structural areas right here. But overall, I will keep my sell bias. We have this potential area for a retest. We have our potential Fibonacci as well. As you can see, 50% is already tapped. I don't use Fibs much. So what I'm gonna be waiting on UCAD is for it to get into around those areas, start to slow down, to create some double tops and maybe 4-hourly rejections and double tops on the hourly time frame, and then potentially looking for it to go down. All right, everything is pointing down for now, so there is no need to be calling any longs. But if the market potentially pushes up, pulls back, this is the other scenario. We have a push up, pull back to retest those structures right here, then emerges for a nice hard high, then we definitely change and start looking for upside. All right, so USD CAD right now looking for shorts, just waiting for Monday to open to have a little bit of a rejections right here, and then striking the market. USD Swiss franc weekly time frame, very confusing pair to be traded. So right here we have similar situation on the DXY, massive drop to the downside, staying at the bottom, trying to push up but failing. Daily time frame, as you can see, again we have that double top and we have that overall daily consolidation, which dropping to the 4-hourly time frame will become much clearer. And as you can see, guys, the structure is no clear at all. Nope. We have that push to the upside, pull back, potentially breaking structure right here. So I was potentially looking for shorts, but then the market strongly emerges above, looking like it creating a higher high, but it was just a manipulation. Then we drop below, but no pullbacks, and then the market ends up consolidating for 3 days right here, 2 or 3 days. So just nothing interesting on that one. So just guys waiting for something to happen on USD Swiss. This is a little consolidation, so I want to see a strong move. I want to see a strong move, either a strong move to the upside with a pullback or a strong move down with a pullback. I don't care where it goes, I just want clear price action. This is not clear, so nothing further to discuss. No tradable opportunities on that one. Let's have a look at the GBP, starting from GU weekly time frame. So we had another week of consolidation. As you can see, we have those spinning tops. It's even an inside bar candle, so I don't trade too much candlestick formations, but this definitely looks like it's cooking for something. All right, is it gonna explode up or down? We don't know. So daily time frame, again, you can see this overall consolidation right here. If I take the high and the low, draw this one, and going to the hourly time frame, you can see how the market is stuck within that consolidation. You can definitely find some trades within this consolidation, because you see we have a push pullback, lower high, so we can take the lower low. Then the market reverses a little bit, breaking the structure, coming back for a retest again for a higher low, and then we push high for a higher high. So there were a few opportunities. The first one was, let me just see where it was. Was it right here? Yeah, after that push and a pullback, the market consolidated, so we had a break in the retest right here for a nice short. But then the market started to push up. No opportunity, and as I told you, the next one, like there was another one right here, potentially on the break, but I think there was definitely no clear entry, potentially on the top of that head and shoulders, but I was just not looking for sales by that time. And then actually the final trade was after the break and the retest right here, which looked clear. All right, so we're having this right here, hourly time frame. Look how it starts to slow down, then we emerged above. So I think we had a trade. Yeah, this was not clear. This is why I believe we spoke about this one. It was just consolidating, all right? And then we had a nice push to the highs, and then we had actually a retest. Where is it? Now, I think I'm confusing the pair right now, but yeah, so GU, no tradable opportunities for me this week. And as I told you, there is not a clear direction. So I will keep that consolidation. I will try to minimize it as well, to keeping it to the most recent price action. This is my support. Like support, resistance, yes, whatever. And then we have this area right here that I call the long right here. So this is how I'm looking at GU. Nothing clear. It looks a little bit bullish, but again, you see all the profit taking right here from that area. So definitely waiting to see what's gonna happen. Don't want to say a bias, guys, because the direction is not clear. Like you have to constantly be changing with it during if the market is in the consolidation phase. You just have to look in between the consolidation, what is happening. All right, so for example, this push and the pullback, lower high, but tapping into support, so we take our profits. Then the market emerges above, pulls back for the higher low, so we take a little long, but don't go for a bigger take profits than the most previous resistance area. All right, so GU, letting it play out, and let's see what is happening. I believe GJ is even more choppier than this. So right here we have a little bullish candle, but really nothing much. Daily time frame, like we had an overall upwards movement on that one, okay? But then on the 4-hourly time frame, it was pretty hard to catch a trade. So we start from the 10th of August, right here, push to the downside, pullback, still looks like shorts. Then we have a nice push to the highs, pullback. So potentially first opportunity right here, and then we start to consolidate. Then we nicely emerge above. So again, breaking of structure. So potential second opportunity is right. Come on, man. Is right here. So if I drop to the hourly time frame, so yes, we have a potential trade around those areas. It was a lot of hours of consolidation. So yeah, definitely pretty hard to get a trade. And just looking at the chart right now, I see that I don't have an entry from my strategy. And then on the next one, again on the break and the retest, like you see the market pushed up, pushed back down, potentially stop loss, then pushes back up. So definitely very choppy pair to trade. And I did not take any trades on GJ. So again, having a look what is happening right here, it's even hard to read the structure, all right? So push, pull back. We tried to form a higher low. We tried to push up, but fail. And right now trying to close below. So wow, I hate those moments. Usually if I'm doing a daily analysis, I would just skip this market, just scratch it out. But right now we have this high. And if I try to find where there could be a potential structure, like it should be right here, but this would look a little bit too tight. So I'm going to draw it with a line like this, with an overall line, an overall support line coming from the left right here. Resistance, break, retest, and the market is currently trying to test this one. So guys, definitely on the GBPs overall, waiting for some clear movement. All right. So far, it's not moving that clear, so waiting for Monday to open to potentially push into some direction, and then we're gonna quickly adapt to the structure and try to strike it. All right, so GJ, don't want to call any biases right now because it failed to break the high, so we're not bullish, but it's failing to break the low, so we're not bearish. All right, so patiently waiting for something to happen. GA, so this one pretty confusing as well. Weekly time frame, another very small candle, low volume with a wick on top. So definitely there were some sellers upcoming, but as you can see, 5 days of price action starting from right here, push up, push down, push up, rejection on top. So really nothing happened. Full hourly time frame, you can see that we're stuck in this overall consolidation with the high being right here and the low like an overall low. Let's see, yeah, let's draw it like this. All right, so again, push, pull back, push, higher high. Can you take a long right here? Absolutely you can. Then we create a higher high, but then we break below the structure. Then we have a pullback, and I believe we were looking at this head and shoulders formation right here for shorts, but as you can see, the market again manipulated above, and right now we are having some take profits. So definitely GA, it wasn't a tradable pair for me, and I usually don't trade GA because it's a little bit too fast. It doesn't provide with the criteria that I want to. So definitely if I take a trade on that one, I always lower the risk. Right now, very simple analysis. We're stuck in this consolidation. The market is right now pushing to the downside. So if I am to take a trade, I need a structural level. So if this is gonna push down, in order to take a short, I will need a pullback, retest of the structure, lower high, and then taking it to the lows. The market there, it might start finding support around these areas right here, but I will not take a long from the middle right here. It's possible, but then the resistance is very close, so I will be really careful with longs on GA. So just patiently waiting for this one to happen, for something to happen, and yeah, definitely no trading setup for now. So make sure to stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis. And Euro GBP, it's been an awful pair. As you can see, we have a weekly consolidation. We have quite some weeks that the market is really doing nothing. So if I just minimize that one to make it smaller, as you can see, this is the overall consolidation, and then dropping to the full hourly time frame. Yeah, this is a whole new picture, so I'm gonna delete everything, but just trying to focus on the most recent price action. I even don't remember what I called the previous weekly outlook because I just don't follow that pair. All right. Euro, it's a combination of Euro USD and GBP USD, and when they're both consolidating, this just will be madness. All right, so potential shorts right here coming to the lows, pulling back for a potential lower high and a massive emerging above. Then we have a few days of consolidation, 12th of August, 14th of August, 2 days of consolidation, break below, a massive break below, and then a massive break back in. Absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm gonna do again, so, resistance, I'm gonna get an overall support like this. And what I want to see is a clear break and a retest. Either this market should continue to push up, nice emerging above, breaking the structure on the left, coming back for retest, or for shorts. Like I will not be taking shorts 100% from here because it's been staying here for quite some time, and this resistance is getting weaker. So my probability, my probabilities are really lower. So as for shorts, I need to see the market pull away, come back to potentially retest those areas, and then go back to the lows right here. So Euro GBP, really ridiculous pair, so not looking too much at it. And the GBPs for this week are pretty unclear, guys. So patiently waiting for some structure to form. And by that time, what I love doing is just checking the minors like CADJPY, like EuroCAD, Euro Swiss franc. GBP Swiss franc moves better than the GBP USD, for example, so you can do that as well, but it requires a little bit more attention, and I use a different strategy for that one, which I'm going to break down in my course that is upcoming. So very excited about it. And this is the GBPs. Having a very quick look on gold, like I want to be honest, I'm not an expert on gold. I haven't traded it much, very rarely, so I am not very confident with it. But as you can see from a weekly time frame, we're starting that pullback. So I believe this is a pullback from this massive push into the highs, and people are finally starting to take profits. Gold is down, meaning that the dollar should start pumping up. All right. So we had this massive drop to the downside right here. The market tries to pull back, tries to start pushing back up, but as you can see from a full hourly time frame, we kind of fail, and the market is currently consolidating, trying to figure out what it wants to do. All right, so no trading opportunity. That one, massive flush to the downside, pulling back, so potentially can look for shorts around this area, but the market then tried to push down, failed, tried to break above, failed. So right now the area that I will be focused is this one, And as for support, like, yeah, this is not a structure because it just tapped and pushes up. So potentially an average of these areas right here. So patiently waiting on gold for a clear momentum. Like overall it's to the downside, but having a look from the weekly time frame that the market is massively trending to the upside, and this whole move might be just a retracement, just a pullback, just some profit taking. So patiently waiting on gold, either for a nice break above with a retest or for a nice break below with a retest. And wrapping up the video with a very quick look on the indices as well, because I'm not trading them, I just follow them for my stock investments. As you can see, US30 is starting to advance, breaking the highs right here and closing above, which is pretty major from a weekly time frame. And actually we're right now trying to retrace back to retest, but kind of we can expect a little bit more of a pullback from a technical perspective. But again, this is more fundamentally driven, and as you can see, nice advancement into the highs right here, but then starting to consolidate, creating this supportive level. So really looking to see how this double bottom right here is gonna work out. And if we're gonna have a break of this overall structure to the upside, continuing up and potentially recovering. So I'm not sure. I'm reading that we might have another flush to the downside. Nothing is for sure right now. Like, this year has been madness. So not expecting anything, just looking if the market is gonna remain above this area and continue to push up. And Nasdaq as well tries to recover, a little bit weaker as you can see, but what is important is that it's reaching all-time highs every week. All right, not every week, but it just keeps pushing up. From a daily time frame, we had that beautiful push, beautiful pullback for a higher low formation that actually held. And right now the market is sitting at the middle right here, so we have a very strong resistance that the market will try to break, because this is all-time highs, and every single time that we break above, it's creating all-time highs, meaning that the more sellers will be coming because price is too high. But sometimes, yeah, as for greed, fear of not missing out, people buy into the highs, which makes the price continue sometimes, but maybe then the bigger boys will come and sell it. So absolutely just talking from a pure speculation perspective. But we have a little bit of a level right here that the market is currently failing to break below. So definitely waiting to see how the market is going to react to this one as well, and if we're going to emerge and break above. So this is for today, guys, and I really hope you find it enjoyable to watch and you extracted something valuable from it. Let me know down in the comments if you did. Make sure to hit the like button to support the channel, share it as well with other people so that we can expand. Very excited for what is to come as well. I will keep you updated every single week. And yeah, thank you for staying up until now. I really appreciate it. You can always get on a DM with me on Instagram or Telegram. Always willing to help. Stay tuned for the Tuesday analysis, and I wish you a crushing week and see you on my next video.